Hey guys, what's going on real quick? Before this video even starts, I want you guys to know that my merchandise officially dropped as of I think a few days ago. I already had a couple purchases, and right here I'm going to show you a picture of one of my fans who have already received their merchandise. It's amazing. I'd really appreciate if you guys would take a look at that, buy some merchandise, and represent Air Force's best YouTuber right here. So yeah, before this video even starts, I wanted to get that out there. And yeah, that's basically it. Make sure you guys go take a look. Tell me what you think. If you got any suggestions, hit me in the comments or my social media or email me. And yeah, that's it. Play the intro. What's going on, guys? Nina caught me at one job. I was backing up out of the parking lot, so that's a little awkward. But I'm here today to talk to you guys about what it's like to be testing for Staff Sergeant. Well, what to expect, actually, because even I haven't tested yet, but I'm about to in a few months. So here I'm going to give you some basic knowledge as to how it works, what you got to do, how you got to study, this, that, and the other. So for me, what I got to do now is, because the fact that I made BTZ back in October, I found out I made it in October, and then I put on in December 5th, I think was my official so-on date for it. So it means I am now available to test for staff because I made the cutoff date of, I believe, of end of January, beginning of February, somewhere around there. I'll find the exact and put it in the description, as well as some other helpful links too when it comes to testing and good websites and what I use to test. So how it works now is that when I go back and test, when I finally go back to my home station, I'll walk into my CSS, Command Support Staff, and say, hey, I'm here to sign for my staff test. So you'll sign, you'll pick date, time, if they give you the option. I believe they give you the option to pick your date and time. I'm not entirely sure though. And then you'll go and test wherever you have to go and test for. It depends. I think we'll just be testing at the library. I don't see a point in really going anywhere else, so that's the only place I can really imagine it being. So what to study? Because that's the basic concept, is you're gonna go in, say, hey, I'm here to test for my staff date because I'm a senior, I'm an E-4 Mafia, ready to try and get out of the ranks and make it staff level. So, you know, that's what, I'm not saying go say that, but that's what you gotta do. So when you're ready and when you finally have it, if you don't make BTZ and you do not have senior airmen before the end of January, early February, whatever that day cutoff is, you will have to wait another year. But because the fact that I was lucky and I actually made BTZ, because mine went up to wing level, I'm actually able to test when I get back. But I have to test out of cycle because of this. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. So I probably won't find out until way later in the month, because usually you'll find out around July or August. But because the fact, as I said, I am testing out of cycle, because of the fact that I'm removed from my home station for a length of time. Ooh, it's bright. So now I have to wait a little bit longer to find out if I made it. It's nerve-wracking. So you walk in, sign for your test staff, your staff test, sorry. And unfortunately, I cannot disclose any information on the test because obviously that would be cheating, and I can't legally do that. But what to study? So there's the PDG. Now, I don't actually have the physical copy of the PDG because I didn't see a point in doing it because I'm a virtual learner. So I stuck with online knowledge. But the PDG it's long, it is thick. If you watch Kyle God's video on it, the thing is like a mini tree. It's stupid. So the best thing I found is to look at the I think it's the MKST or the MSKT. There's a chart that they put out every single year of the areas that you need to pay more attention to when it comes to studying for staff, tech, you know, from master, senior master sergeant to chief. The areas that they believe you should really focus on when it comes to making the rank that you're testing for. So it actually helps cutting down on studying everything, because there's really no point in that. Because while it is a long book, you will not be tested on everything. You'll be tested in predetermined areas depending on the rank you're studying for. So don't try and study everything. I'm going to here and tell you that right now. Use the chart I'm going to link in the description. Like, even if you're not even in the Air Force yet, give it a look over so you know what to expect, where to find it, and where to download the PDG for free. It's long, it's dry, and not going to lie, guys, if you don't study just by reading, you're going to have a hell of a time trying to do this. I can't. Like, I have tried multiple times sitting down and reading the PDG, get some music, have some snacks, whatever. I can't do it. It's ungodly dry. This isn't me bad talking, it's just the truth. Anyone who's taken the test, even the people who have written the test, will probably tell you the exact same thing. It is dry material. It's interesting material at some points, don't get me wrong, but it's dry. It is Air Force history, it is Air Force management, it's how as a staff sergeant you're expected to behave like this. Ranks, knowledge, how to discipline, the proper way to handle troops, things like that. It's NCO level tier stuff. So that's obviously what the knowledge contains. So it's a lot of knowledge. And for me, I can't do that. I need to have a way to have fun with what I'm doing. I'm I'm a visual learner, but I'm also really hands-on. I'd rather be doing this thing than just reading about doing said thing. I can't just read about it and know it. It's gotta be shown to me at least, or I gotta be the one doing this action. That's the only way I'll learn. That's why I like my tech school is very hands-on. That's why I did so well. So that's why I downloaded, I went to Macmillan Study Guides, and I got something, I bought one of the packages. I was on $90 of, you know, Air Force flashcards, games, free quizzes, things like that. The proper way to test when you're studying. There's even a mobile app too. So say you're out with friends or family, or you're just out when you're really bored, you got your phone on you, you can log in and say, hey, I'm gonna take a quiz real quick, you know, why not? I got nothing else to do. Take some quizzes, pop some flashcards, you know, things like that. Overall, this whole process is called WAPS testing, Weighted Airman Promotion System, I believe it's system. So that is what it is on the whole, it's WAPS testing. And there's also, I believe, the SKT, Specialty Knowledge Test. Now, my AFSC, that I do not disclose, is not using the SKT test for staff. It's been eliminated because the CDCs are being revamped. So, career development course tests, you would use that when you're trying to get your file level, right? So they're being revamped currently, so that is why they are not a part of my test this year. Sometimes the PDG is gone and only they test the SKT. Depends on your AFSC. But for me, the SKT is not a factor this year, so thankfully I only got to take one test. But for other career fields, it can be different. The best way to study for that is to study your CDCs. It's basically your 5-level test all over again, from what I've been told. It's just studying your recent CDCs for the 5 level that you're at. So that is the level that you're at. So studying your CDCs, studying your what are those things called? I can't think of it right now, but the little tests that you take with trying to up your skill level. And you'll be asked certain questions. You'll be sitting down with someone of a higher level than you, 5 or 7 or otherwise. They'll ask you questions. You know the answer. They mark it down. Someone else marks it down, and then you get signed off on it. I forget what it's called. I will find it and I will put it in the annotation. I'll make a little text right there, because for the life of me, I have a hard time because there's so many acronyms in the Air Force. I just cannot possibly keep track. So sometimes I just forget, and I'm a little bit of a forgetful guy, so that happens too. So don't be like me. For anyone who has advice for studying, like studying for the ASVAB, I don't advise just reading the material, because I can't grasp how people learn that way. I don't think they can. I don't understand how people can just sit down and go, that makes sense. How and why? How do you learn like that? I mean, obviously people do, but I'm one of those people, I just can't do that. So I need stimulation. I hate sounding like a typical millennial where I always need to be doing something, but I'm hands-on. If I'm not sitting there at work doing work, I'm just like, I need to be doing something. And, you know, I need to be doing things. I need to be around. I need to be working. I need to be going out all the time doing stuff. So if I'm not doing something, my mind races and I'm like, you're bored. Do something. You're so bored. So, my God, man, why don't you do things? But seriously, that is the best way I feel to study is for the ASVAB. Any test you take Air Force wide, when people say it's an Air Force test, it literally means there are 2 wrong answers. There's an answer that somewhat sounds right, and then there's the Air Force answer. You pick the blue answer, meaning I just said pick the Air Force answer. Always go with the blue answer, because it's always right. Now, granted, when it comes to the Air Force and how they operate, and then there's the Air Force regs, there's the UCMJ, and then there's morality, and then there's people being people. There are rule books, and then there are things that people are going to be people. I mean, the rules say you can't do this, but it's not freaking possible to do this while maintaining their certain rules, so we just kind of ignore it. Unfortunately, that's a thing. You will find that the regs exist, and you should always follow the regs, this, that, and the other, but rules, like they always say, were meant to be broken. Now, I'm not saying that like it's a good thing. It's just that you'll find that people are going to be people. I preach that everyone seems to think that everyone in the Air Force is either perfect, you know, we're robots, we eat, sleep, and poop, and we're Air Force all day, every day. And that's not the truth. I mean, like I said, I've always been one to do the job and do it well. That's my bottom line. Like I've said, like in my interview with Cal Gott, whenever he uploads it, because I know the guy's busy. It's not a rush thing. I just know that he's busy. So when he uploads that, you'll find that I said my bottom line is warheads on foreheads and bullets and skulls. That's what I'm here for. That's what I do. There is nothing else that's more important than the task at hand. I'm mission oriented. It's what I do. It's who I am. And if we're not accomplishing that, then what are we doing? So the main reason I say these things is because I want you guys to realize that I hope you guys, no matter what you do, no matter what your purpose is for joining, no matter what rank you are, you understand what you're getting your hands on, and you understand what you're doing. And that's why when people say, yeah, I can't wait to test for staff and be an NCO so I can get called sergeant and be in charge of people. Yeah, sounds cool, I get it, but understand who you are, the rank you hold, and what you're supposed to represent, and what you're trying to accomplish. That's all I push, is don't take these things lightly. Once I make staff, I'll have to have that realization where I sit down with myself and go, okay, I've been to ALS, Human Leadership School, which you need to officially write out people for APRs. It's like a 6 or 7 week course. I'm like, okay, I've been to ALS, I'm in charge of people, I have 2 or 3 troops, their careers are in my hands. Like, they succeed or possibly fail because of me. And if that isn't like a sit down and epiphany moment, I don't know what is. It's, again, I don't like people who take these things lightly. When it comes to people's careers and their lives and doing what we do, it should be taken seriously. Sure, I'm not saying you can't have fun, but understand what you're getting yourself into at all times, every time. So, I know I got a little off topic there, but I always want to throw that in there, that you are joining the military. You are joining a service that their bottom line is to kill people, blow stuff up, and all around make their weekend a living hell. Okay? That's it. Make sure you understand what you're getting into. And guys, I think that's going to be it for me. I pretty much covered the exact process of what it's like to study for Staff Sergeant. It's really easy. You just got to make sure that you're there on time and you hopefully studied and that you have the appropriate rank, which is really easy. You'll know. And that's basically it. The Air Force will release a official publication of everyone that made it into one big list on the Air Force portal, which you'll learn about when you go through basic level whole course on how to operate the Air Force portal. You use your CAC, your ID, military ID, you log in. It's where you can go access all the military stuff you need to run your day-to-day life and how to check stuff, this, that, and the other. It'll be your new best friend that nobody likes because it usually never works. Well, I'm just being, mean, because sometimes it always doesn't seem to work when I need it. Like, when I need it to work, it doesn't work. But anyway, that's really it. I'll let you guys know, of course, when it comes to my time to make it. Either I will be Staff Select Martin, or I will be Senior Airman Scumbag E-4 Mafia Martin for another year. I guess we'll have to wait and see. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video, and keep a lookout on Kyle God's channel for when he uploads our interview. It was almost an hour long, and me and him went back and forth the entire time, talking about a lot of great topics, our opinions on the Air Force. It's a video you honestly can't miss if you really want to know my deeper opinions. So that's it, guys. I hope you all enjoy watching. See ya.